everyone, Kareen Erbe here with Broken Ground, and today I want to talk to you about the two common mistakes that I see people make when they're planting their food forest. So I'm here in my food forest, it's spring here, I have my cherry tree in bloom behind me. But I really wanted to take an opportunity this spring, as people are planting their food forests or they're developing their food forests, to talk a little bit about these two common mistakes. So the first mistake that I see people make is that they plant their fruit trees too close together. So what happens is we get these bare root trees in the spring, they look so small, and we want to plant them closer than they should be. So it's really important to understand the mature height and spread of your pear tree, of your cherry tree, of your apple tree, to make sure that you allow enough space between the trees so that when they do grow to maturity, they won't be knocking into one another. And one of the really important things in cold climates is that we want an open canopy because we want to take the most advantage of that sun. So we don't want a closed canopy like you would see in a tropical food forest. We want an open canopy because at this latitude we are limited on sun and light during various times of year. So that's the first common mistake that I see, is that you plant things just simply too close together. So when you're, say, placing a pear tree and an apple tree, you have to understand that both of those trees are probably going to spread to at least 20 feet. At maturity, depending on what the varieties are that you're getting. So you need to allow that much space between them. So pay really close attention when you do buy your trees as to their mature height and spread, and make sure to give them enough space to grow to their full potential. So that's the first mistake that I see. The second mistake that I see people make when they're planting food forests is they plant too much. So we have a food forest that's roughly, 90 by 90 feet, and we have 11 fruit trees and numerous berry bushes. And like you've maybe heard me say before, that provides us with 6 months of fresh fruit every year, which is great. So it's really important to understand the maintenance involved and the harvest time involved and the preservation, because what you don't want to do is put all this time and effort into planting and maintaining your trees and then have that harvest and that yield go to waste. So really plan out what you need for your family and kind of go from there. So the way to ensure that you don't run into those two common mistakes when you're planting your food forest is really to get clear on your goals for your food forest and to come up with a preliminary design. So in my food forest, I definitely didn't have every single plant placed on a map before I put this in, because I got plants from friends, I got plants that were on sale, I kind of did a little bit of stream of consciousness, where I wanted to put things. But definitely when it comes to the fruit trees and the berry bushes, those kind of act as the skeleton of your food forest design. So it's fairly important, or useful, I should say, to really design and map those pieces out. Again, it allows you to place them at their proper spacing. And it also allows you to make sure that you have, adequate pathways and places where you're going to be able to make harvest really easy. So the other thing that I would recommend that you do is really revisit, your goals for your food forest. Is it to provide as much fruit as possible for your family? Is it to increase your level of self-reliance, depending on what, or is it just to have some summer fruit so that the kids can kind of walk in the raspberry patch and have that experience? So depending on what your goals are, that will also inform the scale of your design and how many fruit trees and berry bushes you put in. So those are my recommendations. Again, I would try to avoid planting things too close together. Things will grow and they will get bigger. And really think through what your goals are for your site and plant the amount of plants accordingly. And you know, that's also an opportunity to think through the social systems design. If you do want to produce a good portion of your fruit for the entire year, then what kinds of work parties, what kinds of help can you get during harvest time to help you achieve that goal? So I hope this was helpful. Like always, if you have any questions, please pop them in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.